After New York, Prime Minister Modi will head to the West Coast, where he will be meeting up with the tech titans in San Jose. He will attend the town hall Q&A session at the Facebook headquarters. ET Now correspondent Supriya Srinath spoke to Chris Samuels, who heads internet.org. Take a listen.
Campuses all over the world. I must admit, on national television, this is perhaps the coolest campus I've been to. I'm at the Facebook headquarters right here in Menlo Park, and joining me, a very special guest, Chris Samuels, Vice President of Internet.org, and a platform that's expected to change all our lives and the way we use internet. Thanks very much, Chris, for being with us. It's a pleasure to be with you right here.
Well, thanks for joining us. It's great to have you.
The context really is the Prime Minister's visit. It has generated a lot of interest back home in India. You're hosting him here. He's going to be answering questions and all of that. What does this visit? And he's a big user of social media. He puts stuff on Facebook. He puts stuff on Twitter. A particular fan of Facebook really there. What does this visit mean for Facebook, considering India is your big user base? And what does it also mean for the Valley, so to say?
Well, I think Prime Minister's Modi visit is important for Prime Minister Modi, for India, as well as for the Valley. India is an enormous market for all internet services, and Prime Minister Modi has been a loyal user of Facebook throughout his entire political career. So we're really thrilled to have him here.
So the next big thing from Facebook is really the internet.org that's been talked about. As someone who heads it, as someone who's spearheading the whole initiative, how best do you think Facebook and the government in India are going to leverage this going forward?
Well, Facebook's mission is to make the world more open and connected. And when we actually looked at the number of people who are connected in the world, there are 4 billion people who are not connected. So that means the majority of the world is not connected to the internet. And 1 billion of those unconnected people are in India. And so when I think about how we're going to work with the government, I think about India's Digital India program. And the fact that the Modi government is focused on connecting the entire world and connecting all of India through Digital India. And their focus there is really around bringing people access to healthcare information, education information, other community services and government services. And Internet.org's mission is perfectly aligned with that, where we're focused on bringing people a set of free basic services so that they can improve their lives and we can empower more people.
You know, as you look to empower more people, what are some of the factors that you believe hinder connectivity in a country like India? You rightly mentioned 4 billion people unconnected in the world is something that should not be acceptable to us in the times that we live in, 1 billion in India. What are the social, economic factors that perhaps hinder that connectivity in India?
Sure. We did a set of research around those 4 billion unconnected people, and we found there were 3 core barriers to keeping them that were keeping them offline. The first barrier was infrastructure. These are the people who simply live outside of the range of a mobile data network, so they can't connect to the internet. The second barrier, which was the biggest barrier, was awareness. People are simply not aware of why the internet is valuable to their lives.
That's right.
The third is affordability. These are simply people who can't afford the internet. Internet.org is really looking to tackle all 3 of those barriers. So we not only have our initiatives tackling infrastructure, things like drones and satellites, etc., which are very fun projects to work on, but we've also got free basic services, whose goal is to provide people an on-ramp to the internet so that they're aware of why the internet is valuable to them in a way that is free. So it also overcomes the affordability barrier. And when we think about that, we think about providing people access to, we've already heard stories of people who are accessing education information for their children via internet.org.
That's right, yes.
And we're seeing those types of use cases that perfectly align with the spirit of Digital India and empowering people.